Hey everybody, it's Melissa Sorrentino, the Improv Sophisticate, and I want to talk today to further the conversation that I began yesterday in regards to the importance of the and, okay? I watched my video from yesterday and realized that I only very lightly touched on what I'm seeing and what I'm kind of responding to by putting this particular video out there. This is what I'm seeing, okay? With the and part of the yes and, I see a lot of very strong yes. And this is literally sometimes what I see. Hey, you're a great police officer. Yes, I am a great police officer. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little bit of like a stoppage in the scene because this person passed something to this person, and instead of this person taking it and going further with it, you know, this person just kind of like bounced it back. Now, I do think that when you add the and is an emotional choice, that is definitely helpful and furthers the scene. You know, what did I just say? You know, hey, you're a great police officer. Yeah, I am. You know, that's really saying, I don't think I am one. So that is also an and. These are ands when you include an emotion. But if that's all you did through the scene, you would still be like, it's like the person's handing like a basket of stuff and you're just like taking one thing out, you know? So what I'm trying to discuss in the concept of and is that the and is also your responsibility. Beyond the yes, the and is something that we all should be doing to share the responsibility of the scene. You know, if you were like, let's say you're a new person. Let's say you're a new person on like, you're going to be working for a moving company, okay? And you're moving heavy objects, right? I mean, think about that. You know, there's a big, huge entertainment center, and it's going to take like, you know, 2 guys to pick it up. Maybe it's going to take 4 people to pick it up. Whoever is not picking that up is not helping with like the weight of the thing that needs to get lifted. Now, if you're brand new, let's say there's like a guy that's been a moving guy for like 20 years, and the other person's like a newbie, and it's their first day. That initial person that's like the vet is probably going to carry more weight. Maybe they're stronger. Maybe they're better at like, you know, leveraging and using their back, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But my point being that the vet still might turn to the new guy, even if he's only been there, like he just clocked in 5 minutes ago, and be like, dude, you know, you need to carry your own weight. Please help me lift this. If the new person just was kicking back, you know, having a smoke going, yeah, well, you know, it's my first day. I'm just going to watch you pick that thing up. And then, you know, maybe in like 6 months, I'll be ready to pick that up. He'll be like, dude, I'm sorry. Even if you suck, but if you could actually just put 2 fingers under this thing and relieve 10% of the pressure, it would be helpful. And then in 6 months, this guy is going to be better at lifting, and he is going to learn. So that's part of it too. So part of it is you have a responsibility to show up. You have a responsibility to say yes, and you have a responsibility to add your and. But you also, on this side for you are getting the benefit of getting to learn and getting to improve and getting to play. So if this other person that was the vet was always carrying you, you are just going to actually evolve so much more slowly. So when you're the vet person, when you're the, you know, even if you're only, you know, you've been in improv for 3 months and the other person's brand new, it's also part of your responsibility to release the object, the scene that you're carrying, you need to be like, okay, you put your hand under here, I'm going to hold this side, you hold this side. So if you're always like hefting all the weight of the scene, after a while, you know what, it gets to be kind of annoying because the other person wants to get in there and add the and. So for this particular video today, I really just wanted to talk about how the and is also your responsibility, not just something fun for you to do. It's part of what you're there for, to share the burden of the scene. Now that's kind of like a negative way to look at it, but I think it's important to look at it from this negative point of view too, because sometimes we get so nervous that we don't want to like overstep a boundary. So we're being very careful, and a lot of people call that polite. I don't know if it's always for being polite. It might be because you're being like fearful or hesitant or afraid, polite is, it could be that too. But really what I want to do is sort of gift you. If you're like, well, gee, I want to be polite. If you're thinking of it as only being polite when you're letting other people do the scene, because you're like, well, I don't want to be a scene hog. That is something that I used to struggle with back in the very earlier days that I was at first doing improv. And it was when for me, and this might work for you, I had a mental shift where I went, okay, I'm not being polite. I'm being, God forbid, am I being lazy? Am I being like a mooch and letting someone like carry me through the scene? So get in there and try your best to hold your 50% of that scene and really just like, get in there and say those ands. I'm going to do another video specifically about a few different types of ands that you can add that I think might sort of expand your mind as to what the yes and can be. But today, just really trying to like just nail it very hard and hit that home, that when I'm talking about remember the and, don't forget the and, I'm specifically talking about make sure that you are doing more than just reiterating the information. So they're hitting the ball over the net and you're like tapping it with your racket, doom. And then they're like, okay, they got to walk back over to the other side of the net, pick up the ball, go back to their side, do it again. They're serving and you're just tapping. They're serving, you're tapping, so they're doing all the work. And now I just want to tie this into life, because that's something that I really want to do with these videos. I really want to talk about how, improv and life reflect each other, and things that work in improv are so wonderful if you bounce them into your life and vice versa. You would not want to have a friend that you only end up calling them and they don't call you ever. You'd be like, at a certain point, you might be like, okay, you might be like me. I mean, I could let like 5 years go by before I even notice. And I'm like, I only call them. Wait a minute. I need more people in my life that call me back. I can't like do the heavy lifting in all my relationships. I do it in some of them. Because that seems to be what's required to maintain relationship. I won't name names, but there are some people that I just have to reach out to, and then they'll always reach back. I mean, they'll always pick up the phone like first, second ring when I call. So that to me is enough of like a reach back, of a reciprocation. But if I'm calling somebody and they're not calling me back, and they're not calling me back for months and months, even if that's like a family member, you start to go, wait a minute, this is just not appropriate. I need more reciprocation. So if you are the person on the receiving end of a lot of gifting, of people initiating, it's time for you to start reaching back. And I know it's so hard to do that. Sometimes we're embarrassed, we're shy, we have trepidation for various reasons. But I say, hey, maybe it's just meant to be from the universe that you happen to watch this video today, made by moi, telling you, reach back, get some. All right. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.